Okay, what's up guys? It's Mature Deity, and today I'm making a video that's one of the most common asked questions right now. Who do I get from my selector tickets? So in the current state, I'm going to tell you what all I'm getting from my selector tickets and why. So first off, we grab Seline. So any of you guys that have already done the first couple, you'll just have to sit through this. But the first character we are grabbing is Seline. Okay, Seline will give you the most value on your account as a new player. She can be used to go through chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5. I mean, anytime a boss uses a 9-attack skill, it's great. But this is one of the best PvP characters. Anytime a character uses a 9-attack skill, she will attack a random target, or depending on your exclusive equipment, she will attack the highest attack enemy. So I usually use the stun exclusive equipment on her, because then your opponent can't bait you into attacking, say, their Janua and their Janua pushing in front. You'll understand as you play longer. But the reason for that is that. So Seline, though, one of the best value characters you can get in the game. I highly, highly recommend doing your first selector on her. She will be the first character, and you get a gear set you could put on her immediately in week 2, the free destruction gear. So that is always the first selector ticket. Next up, this is for new players. For older players, you're just going to have to make a decision based off what I'm talking about here. There aren't that many characters I would get from selector tickets. The whole idea with the selector tickets is we want to grab a character that wants plus 15. So generally, it's damage dealers. I never suggest, these are the max selector tickets. I never suggest getting a character that does not need Max Molagora from the Max Selector ticket, such as Knockwall or usually your Soul Weavers. I do never suggest getting those from your Max Selector tickets. Now, will they have value having it? Yes, but why not use them on something that you're going to get the max value out of, and you can just mold the support, Soul Weavers, those kind of characters, Knockwalls, to a lower Molagora number. So that's the overall goal. Try to utilize these to get the max Mola value, meaning we're taking almost all damage dealers. Now, from your regular selectors, that's where you take the Knockwalls, the Rowana, so as a new player, you're going to have 3 regular selectors. Abigail. Abigail's fantastic to take from the regular non-max selector. Now, second selector, week 2, is always going to be Politis. Politis is just like Seline, activates off non-attack skills. She's going to be a very, very crucial character for you getting into PvP. So a lot of you guys are struggling. Maybe if you've been doing some PvP arena or Guild Wars, just testing out stuff against characters that have Immortal. So Bloodblade Corinne or Janua, for example. Janua, this doesn't work as well into, but the idea with beating these characters having unbuffable. 2 of the best characters for that is Politis and Angel of Light Angelica, or Blood Moon Haste, for example. Unbuffable is a fantastic debuff, one of the really important ones in the game, and this also gives decreased hit chance. So with Politis, when she procs, she will combat readiness push up and hit the opponent, and then whenever she pushes up, she will end up putting multiple debuffs on everything. So generally with Politis, we build her. There's a couple different builds. You can go full damage, or you can build her on really good bulk with high effectiveness. Right now, I think the higher effectiveness build would be better, but as a new player, I will be making a couple more videos. That's why we'll be making a couple more videos. You'll see how I build these characters. But just for right now, that we're taking Politis, we will not be using her for at least probably a week from when you grab her, or longer, depending on your rate of play. But she is going to be one of the crucial characters into getting into the game and PvP and getting stronger. She will not be used for any PvE content. Next up, which most of the characters we're grabbing for these will be PvP characters. For your PvE characters, you'll grab from non-max selectors if you want to grab anything like that. Sorry, I've been streaming like 15 hours a day. Those of you guys that don't know, I'm doing a subathon right now on Twitch. I'll have a link down in the description when it comes out. But I'm trying to get Masters RTA in 5 days on a brand new account. The account just started on Thursday, so yesterday, and I'm grinding it out. I'm already at chapter 3. So we're seeing if we can get Masters RTA on a brand new account. And it has been a wild ride. We'll just say that. There will be a video going over all of it at the end, all the cool things that happen along the way. And yeah, so that is there. I uploaded a video on it already. So next up, the next character is going to be our Fire Ravi. So for Fire Ravi with newer players, it's very hard to fight Moonlight Landy. That is one of the key reasons we grab this on arena defense, Guild Wars, RTA. When someone picks Moonlight Landy into you as a new player, you have very few options of a consistent character. Usually when you fight Moonlight Landy, you're going to be just taking a 50-50 gamble every time. So the reason we're taking Fire Ravi, 1, is to help us fight Moonlight Landy, so she's one of the most popular PvP characters. 2, and defense and everything characters. So just PvP in general, RTA through defense, arena defense, Guild War defense, all that. 2, at the beginning of the game, you're not going to have a lot of bruiser style characters, which bruiser means characters that have a lot of bulk and can survive multiple hits. So having a bruiser style character helps a ton. Now, Ravi, your initial build, you're probably going to be best off just putting some goblin gear on her or speed set. So with Ravi, you don't need to build any crit chance on her, and all you need is HP. Okay, so you aim for 22 to 25,000 HP and as much crit damage as possible. She will crit every time, meaning you do not need crit chance on this character. Absolutely amazing. And the more HP you have, she gets a multiplier or a multiplicate. I don't know what I'm trying to say, a value to her attack. So you have 25,000 HP, you're going to multiply that by a number, and that goes to her attack. So either way, just think of it, the more HP you give her, the more attack she's going to have. And you don't put any attack on her unless you have to put a little, it's fine. Okay, you're not going to have perfect gear as a new player, but Ravi generally would probably be speed set for newer players. And then the idea with her is to fight into those characters that, like Landy, that you need to crit that you might not crit on, or into a match that you need to survive multiple hits and you need to bulk down a little bit. So just overall great character for that. Eventually you may want to go counter set, but for the beginning of the game, that is our goal. I will be showing you how I play her on a new account in the upcoming videos. Now, the Force Selector. This one can vary. Okay, this one, there's a multiple characters you can grab. The 4th and 5th Selector are kind of your choice. But if you're following my guide series, I'm going to be grabbing Ran for my 4th Selector. So Ran from 4th Selector, I know any of you old players that are maybe watching this, you think this is crazy. We are using him for Nightmare Lab Carcanus. So we grab Shu and we're going to use Ran, and we have a Nightmare Lab Carcanus team already done. Right, having those two characters is fantastic, and this is the kind of character as a new player, if you get lucky and get some really good speed rolls, he will be a solid character for you to use getting into the game. You will be able to take turn 1 from your opponent and do a lot of things. Yes, there are a lot of counters coming to Ran in the near future, but I think he will always be kind of a timeless character, and he has insanely high base speed. So you just basically build him as fast as you can on as much damage as you can, and usually that's take your just highest speed pieces all around and put him on him. Okay, so general Rans are, I would not build and try to use this character in PvP unless he's 280. But for PvE, we could build him all the way down to 240. And I know 240 sounds like a lot, but on Ran, that's like 10 average speed per piece. It's super, super easy to do. Okay, actually, I think 10 average speed per piece is like 250. But now Ran is my pick. But there's a couple characters for 4th and 5th picks, okay? Another one that you could do is going to be Arya. I will probably be taking Arya from week 5. Arya is a defense scaling character, usually built on defense and effect res, and she gives your entire team stealth to where the only character that can be hit is her, and she gives herself a counter buff. So it forces your opponent to hit her, and you're going to counter. She hits 2 targets every time she counterattacks, and then she also, once she gets full focus, 5 bars of attacks. Or whenever you use your passive or your skill 3, you'll get some too. But whenever she has 5 stacks, you are going to be able to AoEs the opponent and puts other debuffs. But her S1 also blinds. So she's just a really good character to bring into certain teams. She's amazing for Guild War and Arena because you can control the environment. You know your opponent can't soul burn. So having a little bit of effect res saves you to where you don't have to worry about debuffs. So she is kind of hard to build though. But right now there's not a whole lot of very good characters to take. Next up, if you want to go the PvE route, one of the great characters you can take is going to be Euphine. So Euphine, there is a Labyrinth tech. Tristan Wolf has a video on it. I can show you guys later in the guide series about this, but you use Euphine and Shooting Star Arcades, and you can farm up to 1,000 ancient coins per token when normally you only get 200. But this takes about 30 minutes a day. So this is for you PvE grinders that are trying to min-max your account. Euphine could be a great pick. Another great pick could be a Green Bologna for you PvE grinders. PvE Bologna is very, very good. Oops, sorry. Yeah, Bologna. Sorry, my voice is gone. I've been talking way too much. All right, so Bologna. Bologna could be great. All right, this is a very good character for Abyss and a lot of other PvE contents like Raid, and you could use her in also Banshee one-shot. I wouldn't try to set up Banshee one-shot if you're a new player listening to this, but it is usable in there. Now, the last character, there maybe are a couple other characters you can grab within there, but the last character that you can pick is going to be Mort, okay? Mort's new buff just got announced. This character is going to be wild, okay? This character is going to completely change the game. It's going to change drafting. He has a passive to where he cannot be counterattacked now. If you're curious on all of his buffs, you can go back to the last video I just uploaded, and I talk about all his buffs there. It's insane, all the stuff that he does. His passive alone makes him crazy. He's going to change drafting because people will be scared to pick any kind of counter character like ML Landy while you still have ban protection. And if you pick this character into an ML Landy defense, that Moonlight Landy cannot counter you the whole fight, which is insane. So, and he's also immune to stun and sleep. I don't know why they buffed him so hard, but he got the god treatment. This character is going to be wild. Now, the reason we're taking Mort from our 5th Selector is because the Mort buff does not become active until 1 month from now. I think it's on the 24th or something of this month. So there's no reason to take him now because you're just going to sit and look at him. He still sucks in his current state. But in a month from now, Mort will be absolutely amazing. Okay? So that is the overall ticket order. It's going to be Seline, Politis, Ravi, And then 4th and 5th pick, you can kind of mix and match if you're going to follow my guide. What I am doing is Ran and then Arya, most likely. And then potentially, the Arya pick, I do not know yet. The Arya pick, if you're curious, she's great, but I went over a couple other characters. Alencia could also be okay for newer players. It gives you an option for injury. So it's not the worst. So Alencia could go in there too. I may take Alencia over Arya, but we'll see once I get to the 5th selector. But the biggest thing is 6th selector, pick Mort. And don't pick Mort before then because you're not going to use them until next month anyway. But very, very good characters. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the non-max selectors. Again, what I talked about at the beginning of the video is the reason you use the non-max selectors on certain characters is because they don't need Mologora. So Knockwall, if you look here, the only Mologora she needs is her turn cooldown. That's it. And the rest of the moles are all damaged. Knockwall's not a damaged character generally. She's a support character. You build her fast with some effectiveness, so the damage on her does not matter. Gaining extra damage from this is not going to do much for you. You can mola her skill 1, but this character is usable with just skill 3 mola in it. And that's what I generally do on all new accounts. And if you find yourself using Knockwall a lot, you can keep going. But one of the best characters I would say you can grab from a non-max selector is Abigail. I've been using Abigail. I've already been playing RTA on the new accounts. There's a couple videos, a live stream. I did a secret stream on Twitch where I played on one of the accounts for some RTA. But this character is amazing. Absolutely amazing for new players. She creates you just build her full bulk. Okay, if you're curious on the build for this, it's full bulk. And you can build her with damage, but for a new player, full bulk is just the easiest. What she does is as long as she's alive, she keeps your backline alive. She also inflicts injury damage. She has an exclusive equipment you buy that defense breaks the opponent for 2 turns. And it's absolutely amazing. Now, her passive, though, is whatever character you put in the back of your PvP. My cat is going crazy. I'm sorry. Whoever you put in your back of your PvP line, whenever they get hit and would die, it gives them immortality and vampirism buff. That right there saves whatever hard carry damage character you pick. Absolutely amazing. And it cleanses now, too. So whatever happens, that character will guaranteed get the immortal and vampirism. Even if they're unbuffable, it'll cleanse that unbuffable first. Super, super good for new players to utilize your hard carry characters a lot more effectively. Now, another great thing she has is Curse. So against Selines, Spectre Tenebrias, things like that, if you end up fighting them in RTA, which early RTA, you'll fight a lot of Spectre Tenebrias and Selines, right? Because if you're picking Death to the Ray, you're going to fight a Seline almost every game. Now, it puts Curse. Curse makes it to where when an ally except for the bear is attacked by a single attack, additionally inflicts a portion of the damage to the bearer. So this allows you to take out those stealth characters that you can't normally target just from placing this debuff on them. And it automatically places it at the beginning of a turn on whoever has the highest attack, which is usually the stealth character. So that is my selector options, okay? Now, other non-max selectors, we grab Rowana from our first one, okay? So Rowana or Brieg. I actually grab Brieg from all my normal selectors on the first one just because it saves me the trouble. But if you did go through and grind for Brieg, Rowana is usually the #1 pick. That's the only one you need to pick from it to follow my guide. But from the rest of them, you can pick whatever you want. But those are just a couple ideas. That is my selector choices, though. I will be linking this video constantly because when I'm streaming, that's one of the most common questions asked. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying your time in Epic 7. Again, I am doing the subathon thing. You don't have to sub if you want to just come and hang out. The challenge is getting 2 masters in 5 days from a brand new account, which is absolutely insane. The fastest I've ever done is 15, but with the Dash Pass, my progress is unbelievable in a 1-day period. We're on day 2 right now. So I'm going to upload this. I'm going to do a little bit more work that you guys waiting on the guide. I'm working on that stuff too on the side. And then I will be back live right after I finish a couple videos. So thanks for watching. It's been Mort, Deity, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.